Hey there guys, this is Jack and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the next section of the mindset, and today we're going to be focusing on my mindset, how I developed it, and so we've got a little story at the end for the kind of thing that pushed me toward this mindset. Okay, so we'll get started now. So we mentioned in the last video making your own luck and not being reliant upon the feeling that luck is something that is out of your control, or not lucky, or I'm unlucky, it's unlucky to do this, it's unlucky to do that. All of that's negative talk. We don't do that. I don't talk negatively, I don't think negatively. I make my own luck. I always think I am lucky, everything's going to go in my favour because I work so hard. I work so hard, so I've earned everything that's coming my way, and I know it's going to work out in the end. It might take a bit of time and it might take a while, but just keep working at these things and it'll happen. And the luck aspect is I know it's going to work out, and I know everything's going to go the right way for me because my hard work is going to come out in the result of good luck. Next thing is, so things like goals. You can set yourself goals and set yourself big ones, but you've just got to stick at them. And I've set myself some really ambitious goals. So I want to be making X amount before I'm 25, let's say. Then I've got to work to achieve it. But the thing is, you've also got to realise that it's not always about how hard you're working. It's about if you're consistently working. Like, yes, you've got to work hard as well. That's extremely important. You can't just sit at your desk, do 10 minutes work and scroll through your phone on Instagram or TikTok. So work hard, but do it consistently. And yes, again, it may take time. It may take longer than you wanted to, but eventually that goal will come into position and you'll be able to just snatch it. You'll get that opportunity, you'll get that job, you'll finally reach this position to do, so you can do this. It'll happen, it'll just take time. Now, the next point is some people won't agree with it, some people may, it's a bit controversial, but if you set your mind to something, you can accomplish it and you will be good at it. So this is just an example. If I wanted to play piano, then I could go and play piano and I'd be better than as many people as I wanted to be on it if I really went out and cracked on with it. But I don't want to play piano because you might want to, go ahead, but I don't think it's very helpful for what I want to achieve. So you've just got to realise, if you've got the mind power to think that whatever you put yourself into, whatever you put your all into, whatever you go for with 100% effort, you can achieve. Yeah? Good. So I may have developed quite a strong mindset. I don't like spending time with negative people. I don't think negatively. I always talk positive. My inner thoughts in my head, it's never negative. Got to cut out all the negative thoughts. And even just self-talk, things like when you're training, you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Don't say that. Say, oh yeah, I'm loving this. It's great. I feel really good. It's a great session, that kind of thing. Never say you're tired. Never admit it. That's admitting weakness. You can't admit that because you are strong beyond your own belief. You've just got to recognise that power you have within. So how I got my mindset. I started my kind of self-help journey, self-improvement journey, say last April, maybe a little bit earlier. And so I started getting interested in the likes of Iman Gadzi. You've got Jack Hop Fitness, or the CEO of Testosterone is what he's called. You've got the Tates, they were a big influence. All these different people with such a strong mindset and such unbreakable will, it just promotes you to do the same thing for yourself. So one thing I would say is you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I didn't spend much time with many people throughout the summer. I spent a lot of time watching videos on those people. So I could argue, obviously I didn't go and spend time with them, but the 5 people, probably 3 of the 5 people I got the most out of were those 3. The Tates, Eman Gadzi and Jack Hop Fitness, or the CEO of Testosterone. So my mindset came from watching all their videos, watching all their YouTube, that kind of thing. Came from a lot of reading, so things, mindset books, habit books, so Atomic Habits. You've got 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The list goes on. There's lots and lots of those kinds of books, which is just your mindset and the kinds of things you do day to day, so you can constantly keep improving. So, and then the main thing to take from all of those videos and all of the information you intake, because you can sit there, you can read every book, you can watch every YouTube video, you can listen to every single podcast, but you're not going to get anywhere unless you implement it. And implementation is the most important part, and yet it's the most difficult. Because it's easy to sit here and watch a YouTube video and make some notes and be like, okay, yeah, that's great, done. But if I don't go and implement it, I'm not going to get anywhere. Atomic Habits talks about becoming 1% better every day. And don't quote me on this because this might be the wrong figure, but I believe it's correct. By the end of the year, if you get 1% better every day, you'd be 33 times the person that you were at the beginning of the year. 33 times. That's a 33 times multiplier. Imagine that. So in 1 year, you've become 33 times the person. I think that just that little figure alone is so just unfathomable. It's such a high goal, of such a high standard even. People just don't think it's possible, but it's because of the consistency. That's the main thing. It's because of the ability to constantly and consistently make small changes that will improve your life. That is where you're going to get most of the improvement from. So the ways to implement things like habits is start off your morning in a certain way. So I have, for example, my morning routine, and this is pretty basic and it can be done quite easily. So it's wake up at 6, get out of bed, make my bed, drink a litre of water, go have a cold shower, and then crack on with whatever I need to do, because I have a list here called my GSD list, Get Shit Done list. I got this from Bedros Keuilian again. I mentioned him last episode. Great podcast, go check him out. So the GSD list, Get Shit Done. It's you write it out the night before, 3 to 5 things that you want to get done. And you focus on those 3 to 5 things. So the first things you focus on, you go and do it. So implementing things like the mindset as well. So you've got to understand that it will be tough, but it's about the consistency. I've already said about that. You've got to focus on catching yourself when you're thinking negatively or when you're doing something that is against what you're trying to implement. So if I were trying to implement positive thinking, if I were thinking negative just out of habit, and then I catch myself, I think, so I'm saying, oh, Jack, you're doing so terrible, you're never going to pass this test, you're never going to do this well, you're going to be so bad at this, and no one's going to like your YouTube videos. The list goes on. No, I'm not going to think like that. You catch yourself in the thought, you're like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you thinking like that? Why are you thinking in such a negative manner? Change it on itself. Think, all right, this YouTube video is going to be great. It's going to get 100 views maybe. It's going to get 200 views. It's going to get 1,000 views. You're going to get tons of people to see it. You're going to pass that test with flying colours. You're going to go and absolutely mash out that gym session. You're going to have an amazing session. It's brilliant. You change, just turn it over, and your outlook on life changes as well, because you'll see everything in a positive way instead of the negative way that you've been looking at it as well. So, oh, I've got to go to college. Oh, I get to go to college, I get to see my friends. Oh, I've got to do work. I get to work towards my end goal of XYZ. Yeah? So I've got here, so I've talked about my current goals. And these may take me a while, and I'm perfectly ready for that. It's a journey I'm willing to undertake. And I want to go through the hardship and learn from the journey as much as possible, as well as achieving the end goal. Because the end goal is the reason why I'm doing it, so I keep that in my mind at all times, but I'm always excited for the next part of the journey that I can learn from. Something I thought about the other day was the second best thing from winning is failing, because you can learn from it. Now, if someone's already said that before me, go ahead, quote them. I'm not really too bothered, but I think it's pretty cool because no matter, there's always positive on everything. Yes, let's say I failed my driving test. I didn't, by the way, mashed that out first try. But say I failed my driving test, I could go and think, oh no, now I'm never going to pass the next one because I failed so bad. And you just completely overthink it. You let it get into your own head. It's such a bad quality and trait to be an overthinker and a negative thinker, because it ends up controlling you and what you want to do. It ends up being such a big part of your life that you don't get to focus on what actually matters in life, because you're too busy stressing about the little things. So my current goals, I would like to make an online income. I want to be able to do it either from home or while traveling. So whether that be selling courses, whether that be sales, I'm not bothered. I don't really care what I do as long as I make money from it. And I've said that from probably for the last year now. And my mum's always said, oh, well, we want you to be happy. Happiness does not come from what you do, it comes from how you do it. If I go and put my 100% effort into what I do every day, then I'm going to be happy, because I'm going to know I went out there and I did everything I could do to achieve my goals. Yeah? So goals, generate an online income so I can leave home, so I can travel. Become physically able, so I want to be able to do running and things as well as weights. I already do a lot of weights. I'd like to be able to do a lot of running. I do a fair bit of that. And I want to be able to do boxing as well, which I've already done as well. But I want to be able to do all three of them at once. I've kind of done one at a time, independently. But now I want to implement them all at once, so I become so-called superhuman. So I have the ability to do anything whenever, physically. I also want to develop my mindset so that I have an iron will, so that nothing can break it, no matter what people say. So even if, let's say my YouTube started working really well and lots of people started coming in, watching the videos you're watching now, and I get lots of negative comments, how am I going to let that change me? How am I going to let it affect me? I'm not. I'm going to look at it. Maybe I could get some constructive criticism out of it. Oh, your editing's terrible. All of this is bad. I don't edit my videos yet. I might do it at some point. Okay, so then I'd go and look at changing my editor or getting an editor to do X, Y, Z. Oh, this is such a boring topic. I've heard of it lots before. Okay, well, it's what I want to talk about. This is my YouTube channel. You don't have to come and watch it. Please, if you don't like the video, click off it. It's not that hard. There's no need to go and leave a really horrible comment, is there? Not that it's going to faze me, but it's just no reason. You're just spurring your negativity onto someone else. Yeah, and it's these goals, they're what drive me, what make me want to become more, want to achieve more, want to be the best man I can be, while also enjoying myself. But enjoyment is not my priority. Happiness is not my priority, because I know that will come through the journey of achieving my goals. I've got a nice story to finish with, and well, this is from my dad, and I love my dad. He's recently moved away to New Zealand, and I'm based in the UK, so he's pretty far away, but we still talk, and I love him. But whenever I was younger, whenever something would happen and I'd start crying, he'd always say, man or mouse? Was I going to be a man and stop crying? Or was I going to be a mouse and shy away from any challenge and start crying and go back into the little corner and into the corner of your mind, I mean, and sit there and just dwindle in your own negative thoughts. And I think about this fairly often now, because man or mouse, yes, it's a little bit sexist, because what if I'm a woman? Okay, well, woman or mouse is the moral of the story is that, are you going to go and attack what it is that's upsetting you? Are you going to go and sort it out? Are you going to go and conquer what you want? Or are you going to sit back and let life take control of you? You're going to sit back and let yourself drift through the winds of life by just letting people talk to you the way they want to, letting just sitting in your 9 to 5 job, being really boring, not going to the gym, just eating whatever you can, whatever you want, just those kinds of things. You're just going with the flow of life. Want to go to the pub? Yeah, sure. No, have some discipline. Go home or go to the gym, then go home, then do some work. Figure out how you can start making some more money outside of your job. Do that instead. But the Man on Mouse story really has driven me. It's made me think that you've always got to be the man or the stronger person in that situation. You've always got to conquer whatever it is that your fear is. Jordan Peterson says this: imagine your goals as a massive treasure trove, a massive mountain of gold, and imagine your fear as the dragon. Now, why would the dragon guard the gold if it wasn't worth anything? I'll leave you with that today, everyone. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.